What's going on? What's going on, people? This is your boy Super Mario. We're back in the studio streaming live here and stuff like that. Today we're going to talk a little bit about Murda Melodies, a new VST that actually dropped on last week. There's been a lot of hype on this particular VST. I'm late to the party, and that usually is not me when it comes to Slate Digital products or whatnot. But I've been super busy on upgrading some things here in the studio, and some very exciting upgrades, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Very excited about these upgrades. But you know what I'm saying, talking through a new preamp right now. Well, not a new preamp, excuse me, a new interface right now. So it's a little different on my end, and if I can just bring that volume up just a little bit, and we should be good. All right, cool. So yeah, new interface. I'm having to get used to it. I actually had to break down and get a new interface. The Mo2 M2, that's what I was using before to stream and everything like that, but I needed more ins and outs when it comes to processing and utilizing more hardware gear or outboard gear or whatnot. So I needed more ins and outs. So I did some extensive research and looked into the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20 and stayed within budget. Wanted to stay under $800 and stuff like that. And I think it was the best interface that can give you multiple ins and multiple outs and still get the job done, still have good preamp converters, good preamps with ADDA converters. And so far, I love it, man. I love everything about it. I love the control aspect of it. And I think it was a major player above the PreSonus line of 8 in and 8 out interface. I did want to go the PreSonus route, but when I looked at it, it's just that the quality, I felt like Focusrite was a little bit better. And I normally don't go against PreSonus, but you know what I'm saying, PreSonus quality when it comes to their equipment has kind of dwindled just a little bit, man. So I had a PreSonus interface, and when I upgraded the firmware through their software, it shut my whole interface down. I couldn't use it anymore, and that was a waste of $600. And I had the Studio 192. And so I was kind of scared and iffy about buying another interface from PreSonus. So I went down the Focusrite way. The last time I had a Focusrite interface, I loved it. The quality of the recordings came out good. So this third generation Scarlett's 18i20, I really had my eyes on them for a while, and I'm glad I bought it. So I own a lot of interfaces. I have a Mo2 M2 Focusrite Scarlett 18i20. Love this interface, man. 8 ins, 8 outs, and then I have additional ins and outs via ADAT, and I could take that ADAT signal into the universal audio, expanding more recording capabilities. So when it comes to live streaming bands and stuff like that, which that's the reason why I bought this interface, is because I got in a pickle last week. That's why you hadn't really seen me doing a lot of live streaming, because last week I was pre-recording some you could say some little tiny disc like type concerts for an organization called Music Soul Live Showcase. And you know what I'm saying, the mixer just really wasn't doing the job. I really didn't have a lot of control over, let's say, the bass player, the keyboard player, and the vocals, and also the drums and stuff like that. I didn't have the drums multi-mic, so I had to use a stereo mic in order to get the drums, but I didn't have control over the bass player and also the vocals and the keys or whatnot. And so if I had that control where I can utilize Studio One as a mixer, or, run this particular setup as a mixer and then route everything ADAT into the UAD, I could have control over that as well. And that mixer that I have, the Yamaha, I forget. It's a Yamaha mixer. Really good USB mixer. Awesome. Been using it. But I noticed with it, it fails when you have hot signals come in. It's real sensitive. The preamps on it is real good. Those D class, the something D preamps. They're awesome, but they can only take so much. So just having control and the flexibility and availability of ins and outs really is important. Enough of all this gear talk, man. Enough of all of that or whatnot. But I'm really happy with the Scarlett 18i20. Really good investment. And I have to say the airband feature on it is just, it's sweet and stuff like that. So and the mic just sounds a whole lot, it sounds a little bit better. So you know what I'm saying? But definitely I'll be using the Motu M2 for as a traveling interface when need be, and universal audio only when we're recording vocals. Everything else, I have a lot of things going in and out. I bought a lot of outboard gear, so we're going to be having some videos coming on those outboard gear and how I'll be utilizing that in my workflow when we're doing these live streams. I got to a point where plugins is really kind of like getting boring because everybody's making the same plugin with a different graphical user interface and stuff like that. So I'm to a point where it's like the next plugin is just going to be another emulation of the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to be the next plugin? You know what I'm saying? What's going to be the next plugin that's going to do things? Now, we are going to take a look today at what's going on with my one viewer. Salute to you. This one VST is something not revolutionary. It's not nothing new. It's not nothing that's gonna shock the world or anything like that. But it's a cool way to manipulate and change up your loops and stuff like that. Okay, and you know what I'm saying, it's called Murda Melodies. This is a VST from Murda Beats, the producer Murda Beats, and stuff like that. And he, in collaboration with Slate Digital, came out with this VST, and we're going to check it out and see what it's working with and see what it do. Now, I did watch the review videos when the first day it came out. I think it came out last Wednesday, and I had to say I was very, 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 very impressed on it, and I like what it did with the melodies. And so having things in the same ecosystem really helps out. So shout out to these companies that's really trying to bundle everything together, like Slate, like Plugin Alliance, like SSL is doing right now with the Duendo native bundle and stuff like that. Shout out to them on doing so with that, man. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and while we're talking about that, I was multitasking here, and I'm gonna save what I got so far, and I'm gonna have to come back to that at a later while. But I like to show you guys or whatnot. So I'm trying to record this chorus effect that I have on this track, and I'm using outboard gear with this. So I'm gonna show you the process of what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and navigate over here to Ableton Live. Oh, and I need to share my screen. That's not a problem. All right, cool deal, man. So we're sharing the screen right there. All right, bet. So we got Ableton Live up. All right. Now, and long story short, this is going to be a future video, but I have a piece of outboard gear that I'm utilizing a chorus effect, and I got that chorus effect running. Let me get my keyboard. It's running into the return track right here. But I'm utilizing outboard gear, so I'm utilizing this plugin. I ain't gonna tell y'all much about it, and I have that particular output going back into a audio track, which is right here at the top. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna record that signal coming from the outboard gear, and you know what I'm saying, just utilize that audio, that waveform audio, whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever we record. You know what I'm saying, we're gonna record the chorus signal coming from the outboard gear, and you know what I'm saying, utilize that and for the effect on the instrument. So this is the instrument by itself. Okay, hold on one second. You're hearing that chorus effect. So that's the original instrument. Okay, with the outboard gear chorus, this is what we have. Shit, hold on a second. So with that chorus effect that you're hearing, which is this, you hear a little bit of the chorus / flanging type of situation. I had to really kind of dial it in. So what I'm gonna do is utilize this as like a return track. So it'll be the full effect, but then what I'll be able to do is just kind of blend it in with the recorded signal that we have in the track itself. Okay. All right, cool deal. So let's go ahead and record that right now, and we're gonna just run it all the way through. And I'm gonna show you guys right here, and I have to record it all the way through, so you're gonna hear this whole beat. It's about 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and this wasn't my intentions, so I apologize for that. This is a live stream. We're definitely gonna check it out, and we may utilize yeah, let me just go ahead and record this real quick. All right, and let's go a little bit before. All right, here we go. So what you're seeing right now is the chorus effect being recorded. We have to do it in this form because we're using outboard gear. And so once I have all of this recorded, we'll be able to have more control far as how much of the effect we'll hear blended with the original track, which is this synthesizer at the top in this green or the red MIDI clips and whatnot. Now I could stop it, copy and paste, but when you're dealing with outboard gear, you want to make sure you get the full nuance of the signal. So I apologize. You got about like a full 60 seconds left. Because I have to move on with the video, and I forgot to print it before I even hit stream, moving too fast or whatnot, man. Didn't want to wait too late or whatnot. So like I said, we just waiting for this to record. Now this is the good benefit of utilizing outboard gear. You have the ability to hear all the grunge, the electricity. It just adds a different character to your sound that you're affecting. We're almost there. And again, you know what I'm saying, we record it all the way through. That way we have ample effect for us blending the affected sound and the dry sound. So once you hear an audible stop, you just go ahead and hit stop. And that is it. We're going to change that monitor to auto, and you'll see that waveform now finally appear and stuff like that. So yeah, we're good to go. Now, with anything, when you're recording, when you're taking a signal out of your DAW, going through outboard gear and coming back into the interface, you're going to experience latency. I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. Because that's the truth. Whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Most people don't know that, but you will experience latency. So the reason why I zoomed in, you see this first MIDI note? Now, I want to say you can and you can't. I could have just flattened this sound, duplicated this particular track, this green track, duplicated it, flattened it, and, you know what I'm saying, I have a waveform as reference. But, you know what I'm saying, judging from the MIDI note and where it's starting at and where this audio actually starts, due to latency, it fell back a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and move this recorded waveform up just a tad bit so it can, you know what I'm saying, stay true to the sound for as placement is concerned. So what we're going to do is just move this over, and so we can get along with the topic of hand. That's the Murda Melodies VST. And I apologize for that. I just had to knock this out because I was moving too fast. All right, let's go ahead and move that just a tad bit. We might have to zoom in a little bit more. There we go. There we go. That's let me see if I can. A little bit too much. All right, that should be good right there. But I want to be greedy. I want to get it right there on the nitty gritty. There it goes right there. So you'll see right there where that MIDI note starts. That's where the sound is being triggered from the MIDI note. And we'll see right here. And I may be a little bit forward, a little bit above myself. I mean, just a tad bit. So we just need to move that back just a hair bit. Yeah, we're going to move it. Rather be back than forward. Cool. Right there. I'm satisfied with that. Cool deal. So everything should line up perfectly when it comes to audio and where the MIDI is placed at. So now this is our chorus effect for this particular track. I have the track labeled chorus 4, the number 4, just 4, the chorus for that particular instrument, which is a Autora SQ80V virtual synthesizer or whatnot. So now what I'll be able to do is go back to the mixer window, and I don't need that effect anymore, and I could just go ahead and be done with that particular outboard gear, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? I have the signal recorded, and I'm fully 100% satisfied with what I have. And once you're 100% fully satisfied with what you did on the outboard gear, always feel free to print what you got. When I say print, record it back into your DAW, and you should be good to go. And when you bounce this down, you'll have stems for this, and you ain't got to do all this recalling and, you know what I'm saying, trying to move these knobs and get all these parameters and write all this shit in a notebook and all that other shit, man. Been there, done that. Go ahead, print the shit out. You'll be good to go. So we got a chorus effect. So now what you see is the virtual instrument at the top, and then the effect recorded in the DAW, and I have full control to go ahead and blend that signal in like I want. So we're going to go ahead and solo those two again. I'm going to bring down this blue track. You're not going to hear anything. You're just going to hear the dry instrument. And I'm going to bring in that recorded material, which is in blue right now. All right. Just to give it to you, I'm going to show you right here on the fader. Now, what I'm doing, let me also, and you also have to remind yourself the send level. So your send level for your fader, your knob, or wherever in your DAW, make sure you turn that down as well. That's why we was having a lot of dry signal. All right, let's play that back one more time. All right, I turned that track down with the recorder signal. You hear it? That's the chorus / flanger type effect. If I mute it, you'll definitely hear what I'm talking about. All right, we're going to turn that down just a little bit. All right, we're going to turn that chorus effect up just a hair bit more. I like that right there. Now what I'm gonna do now, just to be a little bit more tedious, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spread that stereo signal just a little bit, utilizing the utility tool in Ableton Live. So we have a little width knob. I'm gonna go ahead and widen that signal just a tad bit more, and I will be 100% satisfied. All right, so let's go ahead and go to utility, stereo widen. All right, I got it wide as I possibly can hear it. Really can't hear it too much. Cool deal. So we good. All right, we're gonna hear it going into the next. deal, man. So that's it right there. We're gonna go ahead and go get into Murda Melodies, and I apologize for that. That was honest mistake on my end. Really forgot that I was working on something before I actually hit stream and recorded that and everything like that. But you learn something. You learn something every day on this channel. Not every day because we don't stream every day, but you learn something every time you watch this channel. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe. You know how to work YouTube. I ain't got to tell you. I ain't got to talk to you too much, man. Cool deal, man. So we in Ableton Live. Let's talk about Murda Melodies. So Murda Melodies, it is a mangler type of audio plug-in, VST, so to speak. And what it does is just take your loops and you just have fun with it. Cool, just like that right there, man. So what we're gonna do now is just go to the samples folder, and we're gonna find just a random ass sample. We're just gonna go up and go through the I think I got about over 2 terabytes worth of loops. So boom, there it is. Now that looks like more of a construction kit. There we go. Real estate. Let's see what this is. We got another construction kit. Let's see here. Let's do this. Let's just type in melody, and I know something gonna pull up right here. All right, and let's see. All right, we got something right here. Cool, perfect. All right, and let's see what this is. Waiting on the hard drive. It's not gonna be really a good example because it seems like it's already modulated and everything like that. So let's go ahead and play this one and see what we get. This will be a good example right here. Cool. So let's go ahead and set our example tempo 125. I'm gonna go ahead and drag that into the DAW. Cool deal. And we're gonna hit play. And let's go ahead and reestablish that tempo on the warp marker. And 125. Let's go ahead. There he is. All right, cool deal. So now let's go ahead and pull up the plugin. And I'm gonna have to go ahead and edit where Murda Melodies actually start at on my description. That way I don't waste y'all time, and I definitely apologize for that. All right, here we go. All right, cool. Right here. All right, so here's the plugin right here. And this is my first time actually pulling this up, man. I've been so busy. I've been trying to play around with it myself, but hadn't had a chance to get around to it. But I did download it through the Slate Digital Connect software. And I love what Slate Digital did with their new updating, downloading installer software, because it was a pain in the ass trying to go on Gobbler and download the installers. Nah, you just have a software that automatically do it for you. It's a piece of cake. And when it comes to updating, it's a piece of cake as well. I think it's Slate Digital Connect or something like that. All right, cool deal. So this is Murda Melodies right here. So just to kind of break it down or whatnot, first time using this, but I did watch the video on it. You got several different things. You have a stereo spreader right here. You have kind of like a pitch wheel situation, but then you have this little thing. It's kind of like a jitter type of situation. Hard to explain, but it makes sense when you hear it. But you have a little pitch wheel, so you can pitch your loops up or down for semitones is concerned. Right here we have a dimension tool. Just kind of like it just adds like a spatial type of situation, kind of like a weird ass stereo widener. The next thing you have is motion. So you have some type of modulation going on right there. You have this thing called ice. Basically, it's just a reverb. You have this other thing called heat, which is just nothing but saturation. Then you have this wobbly effect. And you know what I'm saying? You just get a wobble effect. Right here, you have a reverse, so you can add a reverse effect into the signal. You also get a rhythmic delay, so you get a delay modulation in there. Clarity clarity and presence. This ain't nothing but a glorified high mid boost in a specific frequency range. And last but not least, you get an Ensemble wide modulation. So I think Ensemble and this dimension tool is going to be working in pair perfectly or whatnot. And at the end of everything, you have a dry wet mix knob, so you can control how much of the affected modulations that you have, which includes 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 and 13. Those last two are going to be your high pass and low pass filters, of course. And you can also link these controls together. So let's say, for instance, you got a low pass at 9.3 thousand hertz, and you got another one at about 100 hertz. Link the button together, turn one parameter, and they'll work like a seesaw. Cool deal, man. So let's go ahead and reset those back together. Let's go ahead and play that loop, and let's start fucking around with some shit. So nothing is going on. I'm gonna go ahead and bypass that plugin. You'll see that the plugin is off. Go ahead and set my loop points. I'm gonna turn that plugin back on just to let you know. You're just seeing the signal. Cool deal. So now that you see the signal and whatnot, and let me do this really quick. Let me get this okay, cool. It is set. All right. So the plugin is getting signal. First thing we want to do, we're just gonna play around with some things. When I hear this, I want to add like a reverb effect to it. So I'm going to go to this reverb situation right here. Oh, it's right here. I like that. All right, cool deal. I like that. Now let's that sounds a little thin. It sounds a little bit clean. So let's go ahead and dirty it up. Let's add some little fire to it, some hot fire. And we're gonna add some saturation and see what we can get. I like that right there. All right, now I'm a big fan of motion. So let's go ahead and add a little bit of this motion modulation and see what that does. All right, so once you pass that 12 o'clock mark, you could definitely start hearing some things. Sounds like it's kind of moving left, right. I'm gonna turn that reverb down just a hair. All right, cool deal. Now let me, and I'm just adding all kind of shit, man. We just fucking around. So let's add a wobble, because I want this to move a little bit. All right, and the next thing we're gonna add is some. Let's add some reverb. That's weird. Yeah, it might be doing a little bit too much. That's okay. Let's see if we go all the way. Yeah, so it's doing all kind of different shit right there, man. Yeah, I think we should be good. We're not gonna push it to its limit, not on this sound right here. Now, let's see what the stereo spread is and how good that is. Well, the good thing about it is that this particular loop is got some good stereo separation anyway, so we're not really hearing too much. I can hear it on my end, not exactly sure how you're gonna hear it on YouTube, but it's got some pretty good separation, so we're not really doing too much where you can hear that spread all audibly. Nah, it's not. All good. Let's go ahead and do a low pass filter. I like that right there. Now let me knock out some of that low end. You hear that, how that sound actually cleans up when I bring it back down to 20 hertz? You can hear the movement. So you clean it up right there about 164 hertz. Now I'm gonna hit the link button, and if you want to make adjustments, you can. It's gonna move one and the other one's gonna move another way. Cool deal. Now the thing a lot of people don't know is like, okay, so you mix and mangle up the plug-in, or excuse me, the loop and everything like that. That's cool. Hey man, hey, more power to you and stuff like that. But this is where the real sauce get in at. All right, cool deal. Now you hear that loop is definitely the warping is off. So let me go ahead and move some things real quick. Go ahead and warp that up a little bit. And that's gonna repeat itself. So we're just gonna keep that loop right there at about 4 bars. All right, cool deal, man. So we got that. That's Murda Melodies, and that's what it's doing right now. I told you it's nothing more, nothing less but a mangler. You have a lot of other different type of plugins out there that does similar situations. If you want to hear your bypass effect, you can just hit this power button. I didn't see that in the beginning. So you got a power button right there to turn the plugin off. That's the original sound. And you hear that. And we're going to turn it on the loop. Here we go. Sounds different, you know what I'm saying? But it definitely doesn't sound like the original source. Okay, cool. And basically, when you do that, you are basically done and whatnot. And this is where you would probably go and add, like, you know what I'm saying, some drums to that or whatever the case may be. So let's go ahead and find some drums real quick. And I'm not going to make anything because I just wanted to keep this video light, sweet, and simple. So if you wanted to go ahead and throw in some drums, basically you just got to find something that's going to work. All right. And I know this is probably not going to be the right genre. I just have a funny feeling it's going to be on some boom bap shit. Okay, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. All right, cool. I like that. But we got 808s in there. I like it, but we got 808s in there. I'll take that all day, every day. So we'll go ahead and drag that in there. Cool deal. So that loop is coming in a little bit late. So let's go ahead and put that on complex. I am slipping on my pimping. And it's not even on the right. Yep, it's not even on the right tempo. That's why it's off of the hair. That's all right. That's cool. We Gucci. There it is right there. I'm going to warp this into play real quick. Make sure that our down beat is always on point with the warp markers, and we should be good to go. All right, and let's reconfirm that. And here we go. Yeah. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and bypass this plugin one more time. Now, what you could do is automate the bypass button, just to kind of give it a different feel. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how them Atlanta beats back in the early 2000s. So you can kind of do that right there. All right, and basically what you do is just put a kick drum on top of that, man, and just be done with it, or whatnot. So let's go ahead and try to do that. Just try to finish off this right here. We're just gonna choose any old kick drum. It really don't matter. It really don't matter. And let's say, for instance, this is just the 808. I was looking for an actual kick. Here we go. That's a kick right here. As soon as this hard drive want to do what it do, come on, man. There we go. Yeah, that right there. I'll go ahead and pull up this one right here. All right, and let's drag that right there. Cool beans. We're gonna go ahead and set up our MIDI controller on that right here. All right, cool deal. So what we're gonna do is take all of these checks and move them closer to our drums. I got all these MIDI tracks for a reason. As far as my template is concerned, go back to that track. Cool, so that will work. Let's go ahead and record that. Cool, we'll go ahead and quantize that real quick. All right, cool deal. Let's bring that sound back in. Uh-oh. Computer cracking. And so what I'm gathering here with this plugin right here, I wanted to see how much CPU this plugin is using. So right now, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, and we have our CPU load meter on this particular track right here at the underneath the record on button. I'm gonna turn it off and see if that yellow dot goes away. Yes, it goes away significantly. So this plugin, do be careful. It does utilize a lot of CPU. We turn it back on, and this little yellow light should illuminate here pretty soon. There it is right there. So when the music is playing, it's smack dab 50%. But we're gonna try to turn some of that reverb out of there. It's not even no. Okay, cool. I like that. I like that right there, man. Cool deal. Cool deal. So let's try to play around with another loop that we have here. Let's see here. Let's go back here and let's do one more. All right. Snake bite. Ain't that some shit? All right. See what this one is. Let's see here. Let's go through this. Okay, we can do that. So what we're gonna do is just speed up the tempo, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that particular track out. Bring this over here, and just make sure that our tempo is where it needs to be at. So it was 138. All right, and let's put that on complex. And here we go. Okay, I like that right there. Now, an ordinary person would probably say, okay, cool, we rocking. But let's say, okay, you want to switch it up a little bit, you know what I'm saying? So what you'll do is just go back to Murda Beats and grab, Murda Melodies. Grab the VST and let's say you wanted to pitch it down. Or pitch it up, actually. We went down the last time. Let's pitch it up a little bit. Now you want to turn that tempo down, so it feels like it's rushing a little bit. So let's go ahead and turn that tempo down just a tad bit. Yeah, this jitter slide, I don't know what the fuck it's doing, but I like it. All right, we're not gonna see a lot of use with the spread now because a lot of the loops that you're probably gonna have is gonna have a lot of stereos with it. But if you do have something like a stereo piano, for example, it should spread that. So I'm thinking the spread knob is gonna be very, very useful for stereo instruments or stereo synthesizers. We can hear it a little bit right there. Now let's play with an effect we didn't play with. Let's see what dimension does. Not really hearing too much of that on there. Let's go to delay. And let's go to clarity. Now, don't be afraid to push things with this plugin. All right, and let's go ahead and add an ensemble. That's gonna be like a wide modulation. I like that. Oh, that's what the pitch is doing. You got to turn this button on for the pitch jitter. Okay. I don't understand what the purpose for it is, but hey, that's why you got this plugin, just to play around. So let's add some movement. Now let's take some low pass filtering. Now let's take the high pass filter, put it on 40, link it together. Let's play that back one more time. That's the wobble slider. It's kind of giving it like a Leslie rotary effect. And let me put this thing on loop. Let's play that one more time. If you hear that wobble, yeah, you can hear like it's like a rotary Leslie effect. All right, cool deal. Now let's add that with the drums that we already have in this track. See how this sounds. Now I'm going to blend in the dry wet mix knob. It ain't gonna work because we got a different pitch. So just remember, when you do have a different pitch, when you utilize the pitch section, trying to blend in the dry original signal with the effective signal, it's probably gonna sound off because it's two different pitches. But other than that though, I like what this one doing. So we took a little bit of that low cut out. So that's the original loop. Now it seems like it's dragging, but when you turn Murda on, takes it up a little notch. This kind of gives it a different feel. I like that though. All right, cool deal. So I like that right there. That's pretty dope right there, man. I'm not even gonna front with you. But what I do want to do is I want to add some outboard effect to that. So y'all see me, I'm reading what I can add to that because I feel like it needs something. Let's do this. Yeah, let's play with this. We're going to add like a kind of like a radio speaker, bad speaker effect to this. So let me go ahead and cue up the hardware here. That is, let's see, 78. So we're gonna go ahead and go to 78. All right, cool deal. All right, so y'all gonna see something real cool right here. All right, so I'm working with a outboard multi-effect unit, and what we're gonna do is go to Ableton audio effect, and then we're gonna check out the goddamn where is that external audio effect. All right, and then we're gonna choose. And I have this label. I don't have this label because I literally just finished installing this audio multi effect. I just got it in today from Sweetwater. Video coming on it real soon. I love it, man. Oh, bro, it beats the fuck out of trying to get plugins and stuff like that. Some of these plugins, they sound like it's there, but it's not there. And I'm about to show y'all what hardware multi effects does, because it takes your instrument there. Stuff like that. So what we're gonna do is I'm coming out 3 and 4, and I need to label that. So what we're gonna do is go to our preferences. Y'all gonna learn something. You learn something on this channel, man. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Do yourself a favor. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go to input config. So again, I have the Scarlett, Focusrite Scarlett 18i20. Okay, your interface may be different, so go to your interface and check your ins and outs, see how many going in. See how many outputs are going out and how many are coming in, because it will correspond with your input config when you choose the ICO driver for your interface. All right, so in this case, on the Scarlett, I have 3 and 4 inputs coming from DBX 286.3 and DBX 286.4. So I have two DBX processors, and those are channel strips, 286, DBX 286 channel strips. All right, got two of them. One going into channel 3, one is going into 4. All right, on channels 7 and 8, I have this multi-effects processor, and it is called the Virtualizer 3D. All right, and yeah, we're just gonna call it Virtualizer 3D from Behringer. Okay, the best $150 I researched and the best $150 I have bought, because this saves me hella CPU resources. When I say hella, she's so fine, and stuff like that, I'm saving a lot of CPU resources, and I probably won't use a reverb effect again. Real talk. And I never found the reverb effect that I truly love, to be honest with you. I have a UAD. I have reverb effects with UAD. I done tried waves. Love the R verb. Love the H verb and stuff like that. I love the built-in reverb that's in Ableton Live. I love the reverb that's in Studio One. But they just don't give enough character. And I had to think long and hard about this. Driving to work one day, I was like, man, I hear reverb a lot of time in my mixes, but I don't hear it. And I was like, man, a lot of times I have to put compression and then EQ just to give it that drive, just give it that, or some type of saturation. And it clicked one day. It was like, what if you had a hardware situation? And so shout out to Decap. He did a video, something like that, and I heard the width on the YouTube video in a little cheap ass Amazon Bluetooth headphones. And I was like, you know what? That's the missing key. So I researched a lot of multi-effect processors. I didn't want no guitar boxes or stomp boxes or anything like that. I wanted something pro level, and looked into the Behringer. Basically, that's the only thing they had in my price budget, because I wasn't about to pay no more than $300 for a fucking effect. So the Behringer Virtualizer 3D FX2000, that's the proper name for it. Best $150 ever, man. You have to hook it up in stereo and everything like that. So we got everything good. We have that virtualizer going out. We have it going out 3 and 4 and going in on 7 and 8. It's a weird configuration. I'm not 100% sold on this configuration, because I have a big ass studio desk coming in at the end of the week. Thank God, because this little desk I'm working with right now is just not enough, man. I'm very cramped. If you was in here right now, I have outgrown this desk tremendously, but it has served its purpose since 2018. But we're gonna step it up a notch. We got a big ass desk coming, and I just can't wait, man. We're talking about 72 inches, 6 feet across. That's what I'm talking about. I could sleep on that motherfucker. For real. All right, cool deal, man. So we got the virtualizer. That process is coming in on channel 7 and 8. Okay. And we're gonna name this right here. So we're just gonna copy and paste that. We're gonna put that on the stereo inputs as well. So again, we're just gonna call 7 Virtualizer 3D on input 7. I'm gonna put L, and I'm gonna copy paste that and put R. So that'll let me know mono inputs, and I can go mono on this processor. So I can go from stereo to mono. That's the good thing about this processor. It's not just stereo only. No, you can go mono. You have to program it to go mono, or you can go stereo. So I have to name my mono inputs Virtualizer 3D. Virtualizer 3D left. Input 8, Virtualizer 3D right, and then my stereo pair for stereo in 7 and 8, Virtualizer 3D. Okay, I'm gonna hit OK, and that'll be easier for me in the long run. I'm gonna show y'all. This is why you need to label everything. Workflow efficiency. All right, outboard gear. Again, you'll see that DBX 286 coming out of the interface. Okay, we're coming out of the interface, mono 5 and 6, stereo pair 5 and 6. Okay, I have it named DBX 286 3, DBX 286 4, DBX 286 pair. Key thing. We're going out 3 and 4 because the way I have signals coming out to the speakers and also to this headphone amp that I have. So we're gonna go ahead and copy and paste that right there. We're gonna do left again right there, right, and call that stereo pair virtualizer 3D. Hit OK. Boom, just like that, y'all. Now, this is why I told you to label this. There's always a cause and effect on this channel. I don't just show y'all nothing just to talk shit. Okay, all right. This is why. When I go to this external audio effect, you're probably not gonna see it, but when I hit the drop down button, you're gonna see all my ins and outs from my interface. Now I have goddamn 20 inputs. 8 of those are analog, and the other 12 inputs are gonna be ADAT in. Okay, so you can bring in a whole fucking 32 channel mixer if it has ADAT out into the ADAT in of this interface, and now you have expanded your interface from 20 inputs to 32 plus 20 is 52 inputs worth of audio coming into your DAW. I know it's a lot, you know what I'm saying, but hey, this is why I went to school, got the degree on the wall for it, because you have to understand routing. If you can't understand routing off the top of your dome, and you go into a studio session where money is involved, you're going to lose out on money. You're going to lose that client because workflow efficiency. I keep preaching that to a lot of different folks or whatnot. You have to understand ins and outs. Understand ins and outs is more just as equivalent as understanding EQ and compression. Okay. Learn your workflow, DAW, interface, your equipment that you're working with, and all of that jazz right there. But back to the subject of hand. When you hit this this external audio effect, stock plugin in Ableton Live, okay, this is it right here. It's going to say audio 2. Your audio 2 is going to be where you're going to send this signal to. That's what it's asking. Hit the drop down button. I label those inputs for a reason. I want to send it to the Virtualizer 3D stereo. I can send it mono, but I don't want to do that because I know this wave, this melody loop is a stereo source. Okay, so I'm gonna choose the stereo in. Boom, there it is. Go ahead and navigate down. There's a little indentation with a down arrow, and it's gonna say audio from. Where you're gonna get the audio from going back in the DAW that this plugin is designed to do. Where are you gonna get the audio from? Okay, you could pull it from another compressor with the channel inserts labeled. You could pull it from your channel strip that you have. You could pull it from this microphone right here. So as I'm talking, you'll see the audio from. Now, this is all your inputs that are coming into your interface that is going to go back into your DAW. And so as you see, I am talking. You don't see no levels, right? Until I start talking. That's everything that you could choose coming into the interface. So we have the sound coming from 3 and 4. So right now, 3 and 4 paired, you'll see because you hear my voice. You hear 9. You'll see 9 and 10 because 9 and 10 is actually you could say it's a direct out. You know what I'm saying? So you can send that to like something to control the audio externally, like a headphone amp or another mixer or another monitor stereo source or whatnot. Okay, but in our case, we're gonna go ahead and choose Virtualizer 7 and 8. Okay, choose that right there. And as soon as we hit play, we should hear some type of effect. All right, so the effect that I chose is going to be this radio speaker that I got. Let's see what we get. Wow, that's crazy. Let me bypass this. That's crazy. Here we go, and now see, that's the power I was talking about. I told y'all the best $150 ever. This nigga right here, I'm sorry, man, excuse my language, I'm feeling myself a little bit, but yeah, man, I do extensive research. Every penny I'm gonna spend, whether it be $10,000 or $150, I'm gonna research that motherfucker and make sure I get my ROI, return on an investment. I'm telling y'all, man, you gotta be business minded when it comes to this music shit too. So this is the preset list right here on the manual. I don't have this thing memorized. I just got it in today, like literally. So we got a radio speaker. Now that radio speaker effect is doing something. I don't know what the fuck it's doing, but we have it bypass. Let's hit it bypass. So that's the signal coming in. So what we have to do is we have to gain stage. Okay, when you're utilizing, you'll see that this processor is pushing out a lot of sound. That's what the plug-in bypass. I mean, excuse me, I'm used to plugins. That's what the hardware bypassed. Okay, so we have the gain stage dry signal. All right, cool deal. So coming out of Murda Melodies, it's set at a certain level, but coming back through the DAW, this processor is cranking out straight up signal. So we have to utilize this gain knob. So you have a gain knob going out to the hardware processor, and you have a gain knob coming back in. It's going to hit the interface first, and then you have the software gain you can adjust. Okay, so let's go ahead and adjust it right here. All you have to do is just bypass the plug-in. Sounds about right. Yep. All right, cool deal. Now let's go ahead and unbypass the multi-effect processor. All right, and we should hear that signal right now. I like what that motherfucker is doing, bro. Like, for real, for real. Okay, let's see here. Let's see what we can change. So we got different speaker types. Ooh, we got 8 different speaker types. I like that speaker number 4. All right, so now we got some type of EQ. Okay, so we have an EQ. What the fuck? Oh, okay. So we got an EQ gain. So we have a 1-band EQ on here to kind of like play around with the tone of the speaker. Oh, now we messing with the frequency. And I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing here. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second. Hold on. Stop the press. Hold on, y'all. Hold on a second. I'm gonna show y'all what we're doing here. I don't want to leave y'all out. There we go. Cool. I'm gonna grab the webcam here. I'm gonna set that bad boy right here. And y'all gonna see what we're doing here. All right. There we go. All right, cool deal. Excuse my dirty ass screen. All right, cool. So y'all gonna see what we're doing right here. Make sure you get a good angle on that. All right. So again, this is this right here. Excuse me, I might have to go up top. All right, so this right here is our gain knob, and so we can adjust that EQ. It's 1 band, so you'll see it goes from 4 to 3. Okay, so when I hit play. And let me hit play. Let me multitask here. Okay, that's negative gain. All right. I like what it's doing about right there on +3 on the gain. Now this is the frequency. Okay, and I'm gonna have to hold this for y'all. You probably can't see it, but now we're gonna go into 1,000. Let's see. We can go all the way up to 10K hertz, all the way down to 200 hertz. Okay, cool. I'm fucking up here. I just hit the push. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna adjust that gain a little bit. Hit that frequency about right there. And then we got a Q bandwidth right here on this knob right here. So right now it's at a narrow Q bandwidth. And you'll start to hear that speaker sound open up a little bit. Right there, 0.6 Q bandwidth. So 0.6 Q bandwidth is a pretty broad curve on the frequency, which I think is around 1.4. I think that's where we stopped at. So that is the parameters. That's the 4 parameters on there. Now if we hit let's see, we hit edit again, and I did my homework. Now before I bought this thing, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna buy something I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. So I watched a lot of different videos. Shout out to those older guys that had this shit, man. I'm telling y'all, them older engineers, they be doing their shit, man, for real. So we're gonna hit the edit button, and we're gonna go to the next set of parameters that's gonna control the algorithms built inside of this processor. And we don't have nothing there. We have another 2-band EQ right here. So with this processor, always when you go to the second level edit button, you're always going to have a 2-band EQ, lows and highs. So let's make some adjustments. I'm going to add some bass. I like that right there. You'll see the treble. So we just knocked out negative 16 worth of treble. I like that right there. Cool deal. Now what we're gonna do is, this is the dry wet mix knob. Okay, if we hit that button, we bypass the effect. That's the sound that we have with Murda Melodies VST. Now, when we throw that in there, now we added another form of effect, which is a quote unquote radio speaker situation. Now, this is a dry wet mix knob right here. We got the full effect on. Check this out. That's the original signal coming out of Ableton Live, and we're gonna just blend that in. So I really have to use my ears. I don't have no beautiful plug-in or whatnot. This really forces you to use your ears. I like it right there at 72%. You have these indications right here on these lights. This top one is 72%. The one underneath it is dB. The other one is hertz. And so let's say, for instance, we go back, hit the edit button. We go back to that top row. If I go here, you'll see that right there. That's the hertz right there. Or excuse me, the dB. And then it's going to be the frequency. Oh, excuse me. That's the Q bandwidth, which don't have an indication. But this will be the frequency. I think this will be the frequency right here. And you'll see the frequency happens right there, man. So like I said, it's a pretty straightforward thing. I ain't had to read the manual. I just did my research, and just really need to memorize the presets and what I need to do or whatnot. So we got an effect coming straight in to Ableton Live. Okay, now the cool part about it is we have it at 70, what that is, dry wet mix. The dry wet mix knob is at 71%. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and navigate to Ableton Live. Let me go ahead and put this webcam back where it needs to be at. All right, and you'll see my little funky ass face again. There it goes. Let me reposition that one more time. Let's get center mass. All right, cool deal, man. So boom, there we go. All right, bet, man. So hey, how y'all doing? We back. All right, cool. So the external audio effect. right here. All right. And my I may have to pop this out because y'all may not be able to see what's going on there. All right, cool deal. So this external audio effect plugin, stock plugin from Ableton Live. Now I did my gain staging first. Okay. Now I made my edits on the processor. Now what I could do furthermore is now blend in that signal coming from that processor back into Ableton Live through this plugin. I have a dry wave mix knob here. And so now I could blend in that process signal even more. Okay, so let's say I wanted 25% of it. That's the full processor going through that speaker. That's the original signal. If I bypass it, you'll notice nothing happens. Turn it back on. Turn the dry wave mix knob. How cool is that? So we have flexibility. We can use the dry wave mix knob on the processor itself or on the plug-in. Now, for me, I like to have the full effect of the processor, give me all of that electricity that's utilizing my goddamn motherfucking electricity bill. And so I'm gonna take that dry wave mix knob on the processor and I'm gonna put it at 100, and we'll control our dry wave mix coming from that signal coming from the virtualizer right here on the software itself. I like that right there. Let's play that with the drums. All right, cool deal. Let's bring that down a little bit more. Cool deal. And I just made an adjustment by ear on the hardware latency because again, you're going to have latency coming into your DAW. The last time I recorded something in Ableton Live coming out of this processor or any of these processors back into this interface, the interface latency was around about anywhere between 20 to 35. So you had about 15 milliseconds of latency. So I know the sweet spot for this interface when it comes to sending the signal out and coming back into this interface. Know your shit. You know what I'm saying? Know your interface. If you don't know your interface, shame on you because you're spending money for no goddamn reason. So 33 is where I hear it, where it kind of like falling right into place. Now you'll definitely hear this on delays if we were utilizing delays. All right, cool deal. Now we're gonna go back to Murda Melodies, and what we're gonna do is, I feel like what we're gonna do is take off this delay right here because that's just really making it mushy. I'm gonna take off wobble. I'm gonna adjust that high pass frequency. I like that. That's pretty cool right there, man. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I like this processor, man. It's doing a lot of good things right now. So now this is my test because I just got this processor today. So what I want to do is I want to see if with this, you know what I'm saying, because we're going in and out and all this other shit with the external audio effect plugin, I want to see if we can flatten this track with what we got with this loop. Flatten it and it'll process the signal all at the same time. My theory is no, because how we have to play it. So I'm thinking that we probably have to record this this signal in, but I'm gonna do it for shits and giggles. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and highlight the guitar part, which is this loop right here. We're gonna right click and we're gonna hit freeze. And you see this right here? It's waiting for the external instruments and effects to become silent, and it's gonna try to, I don't trust it because it's not gonna do what it's want to do. I don't know what the fuck it's gonna do, but I'm gonna have to research that. So we're just gonna keep it old school and traditional or whatnot, because what I would like to do, let's say for instance, you see where we have this right here. Actually, let me go ahead. See that right there? I want to put an effect on that. So let's say, for instance, I want to put some reverb, some more reverb on that. Okay. But I want to use the processor. So what I'm going to have to do is set up another audio track. Boom. Just like that. Run the audio out to this new audio track and pick it from 18 right there. Hit the monitor button. Mute that right there and hit record here, and it's gonna record everything. Now of course we're gonna let it do its thing. We're gonna let it loop around. And it's a long loop. We're watching this little rotary dial giving us 64 beats in 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna let it go. Bam, just like that. Let it go a little bit over. That way you have enough and you have just the right amount of to, loop or whatnot. All right. So we have the effect right there. Now that I can move on and I can utilize some more effects right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that out. And we're gonna unmute that. Now you hear that little delay in there. Again, that's all that is. So what we're gonna do is take that right here, and we're just gonna make that set 1 to 1. Set our first thing right there. It's on time. Now I see a little warp marker that's off just a tad bit right there. So now we got rid of Murda beats, we got rid of that wave file, and we still have the process signal from the outboard gear. Now we can adjust the volume accordingly. Now that same effect processor, if I wanted to add reverb to that, same thing. You see that? Now I want to utilize the effect processor to have reverbs on all of my tracks. Okay, so now what you would do is create a return track in Ableton Live. All right, and we're going to take that same effect, that stock plugin I was telling you about, the external audio effect that you can route in and out of your audio devices. We're going to go ahead and navigate and put that on the return track. Now you'll see I have a reverb, a stock Ableton Live reverb on this track already. I can use that. I can. But I want to use something that I paid money for, or you paid money for. So what we're going to do is we're going to route, again, that processor into this little situation right here. So we're going to go out 3 and 4, back in 7 and 8. Boom. There we go. We should be good to go. We're going to put it on, excuse me. Let's go. That's like a big sound. So let's go to arena. Let's go to arena here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and let me choose preset, and we're going to go to 32. And I love this rotary dial. It's so fucking fluid and fast. All right, cool. So we should have full effect. Let's go ahead. And so these presets that they have on this processor, they're normally set at these weird dry wet mix knobs, but give me the whole effect. Give me 100%. All right. So we have that on there. So now this return track is going to actually act like it's a plug-in, but it's actually hardware. So what we're going to do now is go back to this top end drum loop. And all we're going to do is send the level to return track A, which is this top rotary knob. We're just going to push that up, and you're going to start hearing that reverb, and watch how lush and how, watch this reverb. Check this out. So we got it on Arena. Okay, so you're not hearing a delay. That's just the effect. Now let me find a plate. Let's go to 0. This other one right here. Oh shit, I was on the wrong thing anyway. I'm tripping. I was on a delay. I apologize. I'm looking at the wrong goddamn thing. All right, here we go. All right, well, let's put this one on. I'm gonna put that on 100. All right, cool. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong motherfucking thing. Tripping. Yeah, it's supposed to have been 13. I was on 32. All right, cool. All right, so let's do this again. Wow. Folks, I'm like not even halfway. Now, let me remind you that I've still got signal boost. So if I'm not getting enough effect from the outboard gear, I still have the preamps on the Focusrite to turn up. So right now I have those preamps on the Focusrite set on the airband, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the Focusrite control software. So this is where you do all the routing for your interface, the Scarlett 18i20. Okay, so you got all the inputs. You could choose line or instrument for analogs 1 and 2 inputs. Now what I'm talking on is input 4. Okay, now you'll notice the difference, and I love this preamp for this. You hear my voice, right? And you hear a lot of good top end, but when I hit the air button, you'll notice that, my voice changed. So if I was rapping, let me hit the button. Let me hit play. I'm gonna give you an example. Rapping on the mic, 1, 2, take the air band off. And you're gonna hear it's a little something. A, air band, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you hear the difference. And I'm talking with the airband on right now. And so it just adds a little top end sheen to the preamp section of the interface. So this is really good if you're an R&B singer, you're a rapper and you got a deep voice like me and you really need that top end, but you don't want to add EQ. This airband is where it's at, man, for real. I watch the YouTube videos, but it's different when you actually hearing it coming through your ears, regardless if it's a speaker or these headphones right here, man. And it definitely sounds amazing. I think they modeled this off the Focusrite ISA preamps, and I'm not exactly sure what ISA module that was, but it's definitely modeled off the Focusrite ISA preamps. And let me tell you something. You hear it sounds good. It sounds different on YouTube, but it sounds good, like for real. So we're gonna turn that off. But I do have the reverb signal coming in on 7 and 8, and I have the air bands on by default. That way, anything that's being processed can go through here. So let's say, for instance, if that reverb is too bright, and let's hit that play again. I could just take this off and you're going to notice that reverb signal is going to be dark. So let me go ahead and solo the return track. So that's the return track that you're hearing soloed. So that's the reverb. That's the processor, okay? So what we're going to do is bring back that up. We're going to take the airband off. Check this out. I'm going to turn up the preamps. I want y'all to check this out. You'll notice a lot of signal on the right ear. Now, look at the return track over here. Look on the right side of this Focusrite control. I have the preamp set at 9 o'clock. Yeah, the preamp knobs are set at 9 o'clock position. We still got a lot of headroom. Let me set it at 10 o'clock. See what I'm saying? Now let's take the airband off. Now you're hearing the processor reverb. Now the good thing about this airband is if you want to be creative and you just want the right signal to have the airband and a left signal not to have the airband, just offset it. But naturally my ear is saying left airband, no airband on the right. Now let's play it back. And you're going to notice that the airband adds a little bit of gain, judging off the levels on this return track, okay? Now check this out. The preamp levels are set at the same, at 10 o'clock. We're going to play this back. Let's go ahead and minimize that. We're going to play this back with the track. Here we go. All right, cool. Now we're going to bring that down right there. It was a lot of reverb. Now, if you find yourself trying to push this, your send level when you're going out to your outboard gear, if you find yourself trying to push that level and you're about like right there, damn near maxing out the send level, you might need to bring more gain back into the system or bring more gain into the DAW by either adjusting the output on your outboard gear or bringing up the preamp levels on your interface. That way you have good gain structure. And this is why I always preached in the past, and everybody look at me crazy like I'm a fucking nerd, but this is why good mixing is where it's at. It's all about gain staging. I talked a lot about this on my podcast and stuff like that. Gain stage, gain stage, gain stage, gain stage is very, very important. All right, so right now I'm not even gonna play that because that's gonna be a mush. So we're gonna blend in the send level to the return track, and we're gonna see if we can get a good amount of reverb. Only thing we missing is the 808. Now it sounds lopsided because I have that airband on that left track, so we're gonna put it back on the 8. And oh shit, I didn't mean to close that. We don't want to close that. We want it to stay open. We want it to stay on, my friends. This is the output routing right here. So as you can see, this is going to the speakers. I have some of this label line outputs are going to my headphone amp. 9 and 10 is open as of right now. 5 and 6 is going to the DBX 286 stereo pair. Well, the 2 channel strips. 3 and 4, let's go ahead and label this virtualizer 3D FX 2K, and I know what that is, and I can't label it anymore, so I'm just gonna put the virtualizer on there. Yeah, because I'm maxed out on that. Boom, there it is. So now when I go to the output routing in the Focus Control software to make any other changes, all I know right here, all my outputs are labeled. And I have an ADAT out 1 and 2 is going into my UAD ADAT inputs 1 and 2. So when I turn on the when I turn on the UAD and I want to record back into Studio One, Ableton Live, whatever the case may be, that signal coming from the Focusrite goes into another interface, and I can record simultaneously and use the Focusrite as a standalone, unconnect the USB from the computer, and utilize just the Focusrite interface as a mixer. So different flexibility ways of whatnot that you can do or whatnot, and you will see that as I talk, the mono channel here on this ADAT, you'll see it right here. So everything is output going out there. All right, cool deal. If we hit play, you will see that virtualizer right here. You're gonna see audio coming out. Here we go. Muted that. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm telling y'all the wrong shit. Yeah. Yeah, I got it right. Yep. Is there? Yeah, I got it hooked up right. Yep, we got it right, man. So, yeah. Actually, I actually had that labeled correctly. Yeah, I have it labeled correctly. Yep. So let's go to inputs 7 and 8. Bet. So yeah, we good to go. We're gonna go ahead and just turn those preamps down because we don't need them high. But you can hear those preamps humming, and that's all the way maxed out. So those preamps got a lot of electricity going on here. We're going to adjust our gain stage, but let's go back and make sure we good on that. Now all we have to do is add 808 on there and we'll be good to go. And now we're utilizing the external audio effect as a plugin. Now do be warned that you know what I'm saying, you can also utilize the same reverb effect on, let's say, the kick drum if you wanted to add reverb to a kick drum for some odd reason. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool, right? Or if you want to add reverb to the sound right here. So cool. That's what that is right there. But like I said, man, let's give another example of this Murda Beats, and we'll get the hell up out of here, man. Let's see here. All right, let's find another loop, and we're going to see what Murda Beats is going to bring to us once more. And I'm really just giving this a test run to be like, is it worth it? Is it doing something? Is it something that we have to use on everything? Hell the fuck no. In my opinion, no, we don't. But it's definitely a good useful tool. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I like what it's doing. It sounds somewhat natural, and yeah. Let's go ahead and see what this is right here. Just waiting on this good old hard drive to load up. I'm actually gonna try this on a piano. We're gonna, yeah, let's be different here. 129. All right, so we made adjustment on the. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and fix our audio with the warp. All right, and right there. All right, cool, right here. And let's go ahead and get the full effect of that loop. Put it on the 16 bar. Shit. Let's make sure we get everything. Didn't realize we had more real estate back there. All right, everything looks good. Eyeballing everything. As far as the warp markers is concerned. All right, cool. Let's change this warp mode to complex. Set the loop point. And here we go. Now, remember that outboard reverb sound? We're going to go ahead and add this to this piano sound. Let's go ahead and send signal through to the A return track. Yeah, that sounds real good. That sounds hella good. Oh man. That sounds real good. So let's go and get the killer. Call it the killer plugin. All right, so we're gonna add a little bit of this. Already we're gonna add some saturation from this plugin to the track, and we're gonna do the stereo spread. I think the stereo spread really is gonna show out on this particular source. Yep. Cool deal. And let's go ahead and let's just turn some shit. Take out some of the highs. So I have the dry wet mix knob at 0%. I'm gonna go ahead and make the adjustment. Go ahead and bypass this, and we have this input and output trims. I didn't talk about this earlier, but you can adjust the input and output gains right here, so you can get proper gain staging right there. I'm not gonna mess with the pitch on this one, and let's just play that with the drum track, and we'll be up out of here for the night. Down just a little bit, and like once you get something like that, then you can just go about your day. So cool. There it is right there, man. Right there, man. That is Murda Beats, man. Murda Beats collaborative VST with Slate Digital called Murda Melodies. I don't know why they call it Murda Melodies, but I'm assuming that it it can be used on a lot of different melody loops, but I don't think the books just stop there. You can just put it on anything that you see fit that needs to affect, whether it be a dimension, spatial dimension, moving modulation, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of warm saturation, wobble, reverse sound, delay, a little bit of presence, clarity for us in that high mid range, and also wide modulation, or if you need to pitch something down or do a stereo spread or do a high or low cut, this plugin can do it all. It's one of those all-in-one type of plugins, if you really ask me, and stuff like that, man. So I can't tell you go check out the demo. You know what I'm saying? I really can't. But since 2019, since 2019, I've been a Slate Digital All Access Bundle member, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it's the best $14 that I pay a month, because Slate really gives you a good quality product with all of his products that he have in that bundle, and you really do get some good effects in there. And I find myself pulling Slate plugins more than I do a Waves plugin, to be honest with you. I'm not advocating what's good and what's not. I'm just letting you know, if you go back to it, then it's like customer service. If it's good customer service, you're gonna go back to the same place. So you know what I'm saying, I never had a problem with billing, or never had a problem with the plugin. These plugins never crash. I ain't had no problems with these Slate Digital plugins, so they're pretty good. So that's Murda Melodies right there, man. It's an all-in-one mangler type of plugin. You could just kind of like do all kind of different things with it as well. My apologies in the beginning of the video. I started something, but I had to finish it, so I'm gonna put in the description a time chapter, that way you can just jump straight into the Murda Melodies section. But I appreciate everyone rocking with me on the playback. I ain't even checked my messages or whatnot, because I had to stream on a whole different thing, because my studio just got all ransacked in the last few days. But like I said, man, you know what I'm saying, definitely you know what to do, man. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. You know how to work YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button if you like the video and whatnot. And that is Murda Melodies right there, man. Appreciate everyone checking it out. Make sure you get that all access bundle. You can pay monthly, yearly, or just buy the shit outright, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, man. I don't work for them folks. All access bundle. Just go to Slate Digital. You will get a good product. I just know that much. Whatnot, man. I think this is pretty cool, though. They got another major announcement that they're gonna be doing. He announced on his Instagram page over the last couple of days or whatnot. So we want to see what's going on. It is the fourth quarter, so everybody's trying to close out the year strong, and you should be able to close out the year strong too. So keep doing your thing out there, and you know what I'm saying, creating music, man. Keep creating music, keep, you know what I'm saying, having fun with it more than anything. I just got this new process, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. It feels good when you can do what you want to do with a plugin or with your production and utilize something outboard gear. I ain't gonna even lie to you. So this multi-effect processor, it's so much you can choose from the factory presets and the user presets as well. So it's definitely a good tool, and I needed something for reverb and delays, because I just got bored with the plugins, you know what I'm saying, because it just really wasn't giving me the character that I was really looking for. And you know, it's just such ease when you could just like dial it in and you can hear it, versus dial it in and you're squinting to hear it, and then you got to go back and do another effects chain on your return track with that reverb plugin on there and stuff like that. So it all makes sense, man. It all makes sense, and it kind of brought me back to the days when I was in school, when we actually had to do all of this stuff. So yeah, man, we got a lot of content coming to you. Just give me one more week. I got a lot of shit coming in, new desks coming, new equipment coming, and we're going to be talking about a lot of that stuff as well, man. So y'all stay tuned to the track, not the track, but stay tuned to the channel, and again, you know what I'm saying, subscribe, and you'll be notified. All right, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I'm gonna take my little ass to sleep and stuff like that. And y'all, again, be creative and be easy. I didn't make a beat tonight. I should have, because Studio Link just came out with some new sound collections, so I'll not gonna bank on it if I'm gonna do it on tomorrow night. I'm gonna try to do it on tomorrow. I gotta do something on tomorrow evening. I gotta go record a soul band or R&B band, excuse me. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm gonna have to do that or not, but hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified, man. Until then, man, I'll talk to you guys later, and y'all be easy, man. We're gonna get up here and stay creative. We out.